Hello, everybody. Wow, there's quite a parking lot crowd. A bunch of tailgaters out there. Man, I haven't even been. I just walked back to, and I see I have audio, so that's good. But I just walked back to the Captain's Lounge, and I see everybody's here. So, hello, everyone. Who do we got? We got Mark, Hans. Rules are rules. I'm a bit early, like 55 minutes early. Oh, yeah. No, he's right. You got to bring beer. That's not good to see you, Mark, and Hans, and Anthony, and Phil, and Patty, and who else? Alexia, Peter, Ray, Mike is here. Mike's getting a shout out. He got a shout out on my channel. Oh, my God, Mike. You just are a fantastic bastard. Just a fabulous guy. Unbelievable. I think you might be getting something in the mail, too. So, Kevin and Pizza Giraffe, Andrew, Mr. Weapons, what's up? Hey, before we rant, rest in P. Ray Garten. Yeah, that's a good call, Hans. That is a good call. That is, we don't want to get into the silliness and stupidity of the show without proper acknowledgement to one of the heavyweights in the horror community. Ray Garten passed away today. And here's the thing. I've never read anything by Ray Garten, but it is he's such a heavy hitter that his the impression I have of him and sort of the reputation he's built over his writing career is impressive. I mean, I've heard a lot of great things about his stuff, and I have a couple of his titles on my shelf, courtesy of Jason, who hasn't been here in a while. I'm gonna have to reach out to him and say, dude, what's up? Where you been? You okay? Everything all right? I got to reach out to him. But yes, that's very sad. Wasn't Fracassi just with Garten recently? I believe so. Hey, Ron, good to see you. Number one's here. So, yes, I will be trying to get to a Ray Garten book. I want to read Live Girls coming up as soon as I can. But I've got a couple of books on deck right now. Can't really get to it yet. So, if a vampire bites a zombie, will the vampire become a zombie? Or will the zombie become a... It's not really a rant. It's a riddle. And since the vampire is undead, nothing's going to happen to the vampire. And nothing will happen to the zombie. It'll just be a very nasty taste for the vampire. Nasty, probably, it'd be like you eating spoiled meat, probably. That would be the thing. Jeff, read Lives Girls now. I have the CP edition. That was my first one. That was your first read of a Garten book? I hate the way I say his name. Greetings and salutations, Stephen Wayne Allison Jr. Live Girls was good. Yeah, I have it on my shelves. Somewhere. I got to reorganize it. Keelan Patrick Burke messed up my shelves recently. Philip Fricassi's totally blown out my shelves. Boom. Make way, because I got to do it. You did the riddle right. Thank you. I win a Bible. Is it going to be the $4,000 Stephen King Bible? I actually really like the one Garten did for CD with the swings on the cover. I don't remember what that was. Ray Garten had a lot of... I just put this on. There was no real reason. I'm not trying to do wardrobe or anything. I just was a little cold. So I just put the jean jacket. It was there. It was like a last minute thing. So don't read too much into it. No, it's the Holy Bible. Hey, good evening, Christopher Bowers. Good to see you. Speaking of Keelan Patrick Burke, Suntup's Kin is selling inexplicably slowly. I don't know how inexplicable that is, and let me tell you why. Yes, it was a print run of 500. Yes, they flew out really fast early on. They were selling really well. And then it trickled off. But that numbered edition wasn't such a price leap from the artist or the classic. And so I think they were actually, it was got to be one of those things where they were competing with each other a little bit. That sold out really fast. The numbered edition did. And there are, I don't know how many, 100 left? 120 last count I had for Kin. So I don't know if it's inexplicable. It is a little shocking to me because it has the prequel, 116 copies left. So I am surprised. Jason's here. Yes, you are. I talked about you a minute ago. If you go watch, you can see it. It's on tape. If you go back and watch, I was just talking about you, wondering where you were. Glad to see you here. Yes, you're still always allowed back. You can be here. You always could be here. Good to see you, Jason. Yes, welcome. And in your honor, I'm going to open up this Polish beer. Last Polish beer I had out of this pack was garbage. So, this looks like it's lemonade. This looks like water. Looks like Sprite. I read this thing where they said people who like dark and bitter drinks, like if you like a dark roast coffee, perhaps if you like a stout, that you're a psychopath. I'm not. Blah. But I was thirsty. So there's that. Good evening, I am Manos. Good evening. I have that, going to read it soon. Oh, what was it? The Loveliest Dead. Was a slide with a swing set. Yes. Stephen Wales, did you hope with swim trunks on? Oh, wait. What? Mike is correct. Thanks, man. I'm soaking in the tub, which for obvious reasons aren't in here. Oh, the books. Yes, I'm glad Jason's back. Good to see everyone. Life has a lot of barriers lately, but I certainly wish I could be here more. No, I'm. That's understandable. Life is like a bowl of maggots. I don't understand why Keelan Patrick Burke's work isn't better known. I haven't read much of his work, but I've liked what I've read. I'm telling you, it's incredible. His stuff is so good. Yeah, and I agree. I don't know why he's not better known. He's definitely well respected in the horror community, but he doesn't get that sort of wider readership that he should. Definitely. I mean, I don't know, because does Anya Allborn have so some of the names that are really familiar to all of us here are not as widely known, perhaps outside of our little bubble, as we'd like to believe. But even within, I agree, even within this circle, Kin should have sold out. The classic edition should be totally gone by now. That prequel novella, and if you've seen my interview, I don't know if you've watched it, how many have watched it, and if you've watched it, if you're a Patreon member at any level, you can watch the Patreon edit, which has 5 extra minutes of content. 5. I'm just going to keep doing that. And I saved one juicy bit right at the end for Patreon members. So that's a fun thing to do. It's only 5 minutes extra, but it's good. So if you're on Patreon, you have nobody's really watched. I had 4 views on that one. 4. So go check that one out if you can't have access to both versions. But the way he talks about that prequel novella and his enthusiasm for one of the characters and how much he enjoyed writing that character gets me super stoked for the prequel. And so yeah, I'm getting the classic edition, and I can't wait to read it. So It's a much smarter book than I thought it was going to be when I just read the Dust Jacket stuff. I thought it would be more gratuitous, which is fine. I wanted to read it. The same thing with Brother. Brother struck me as everybody talked about how shocking, and I thought it would be gratuitous. And it's a little more gratuitous than Kin. But the plot and the twists in that one were brilliant, I thought. And Kin was just straight up grief and horror, shock. And I can't wait to read Cottonmouth. Jean jacket, yes. I made you go to the get your jean jacket on. I mean, it wasn't required, but you can. I don't know. I'm probably gonna be adjusting that all night. Yeah, he is extremely underrated. Stephen King should write a Titanic horror book, kind of like 11/22. Yeah, The Stand and It. That would be the way to go. Didn't he also do the art? Yeah, Rob. Yes, he did. Yes, because he's just going to hog all the talent. The guy's hilarious. He's brilliant in horror, and he's talented in art. He's done a little bit of acting. He's written screenplays. The guy is like a multi-layered threat, hogging all the talent. But yes, he did the art as well. Love the interview on YouTube. We'll watch the Patreon. Didn't realize there was extra. Just 5 minutes. 5 minutes. 5 minutes. There's a cut in the beginning that wasn't in the YouTube, the public one. And then at the very end, there's a little bit of info that's kind of cool. What the hell, Jeff? I thought I was on the no contact ever level. No, you what? You've been contacted. There's restraining orders for that if that's not cool. The one chapter in Brother is amazing and grisly, but other parts of the book were scary because we thought it was going in another place, but did not. Yes. Don't forget the accent. Swoon! He's probably played that up to much effect here in the U.S. Rex Miller went there first with The Shock, with Slob, with Chain Gang. I respect all books, but Kin sounds too much like torture porn. Horror is one thing, but extreme horror is another. I'm glad you said that because I didn't realize there would be misconceptions out there. I thought that about Brother. I did think that also about Kin. And you're right. I don't do extreme. Mike Hughes does extreme. I don't do extreme horror because I just don't feel like putting my brain through that, you know. I'm tempted. Every now and then I'm tempted to see what the kids are getting into, especially the new one. No One Rides for Free. Absolute Chaos or whatever that is. Where they're like, we are really writing this book to shake everyone, to make everybody uneasy and uncomfortable and sick and repulsed and disgusted and all that stuff. So that's the purpose for that book. And kudos to them for being transparent, saying that's the only reason they wanted to write it. It's Judith Sonnet and Otis Bateman. So that's fine. And I am tempted to say, like, you put up a new roller coaster. You're like, it's the fastest roller coaster. You could basically maybe die, but we'll bring you back to life. We have the defibrillator in the station, and we'll just bring your heart back. But it'll be a great groovy 3 minutes when you're dead. So you're tempted because you're like, I can handle it, and then you get into it, and you're like, no, I can't handle it. So, do I have a dog crying? Uh-oh. I don't know. Yes, come on in, Stooge. Stooge. We should have named her Stooge. So, come on in if you would like to. Sorry. House pet management. Because the dog's like crying. I don't know if you guys could hear the dog. But it is not. It is absolutely, Kin is not torture porn. Kin is not extreme horror. There are elements of it that are brutal and nasty, but basically it's like these horrible things happen because these villains have a reason, and the consequences of that sort of terrible thing that happened, it sets everything else into motion. So there's a solid reason for everything. Torture porn is basically gore with no story or purpose or goal other than that sort of shock. So I definitely wouldn't categorize Kin as that. I don't know what anybody said. Well, let's see. Hey, good evening, Lance. Good to see you. I passed on Kin, at least thus far, as I've yet to read Guests or any Keelan Patrick Burke. Got to stop buying blind. No, that's good, Jason. That is good. You have to be that way. You shouldn't go in blind anymore. I don't do impulse buys on authors I don't know or respect, or not respect, but on authors I haven't previously read and enjoyed. Impulse buys are not going to happen. So I think that you're playing it right, but read Guests or check it out. There are still copies of Kin available. I can't recommend it enough, man. Kin is a great one. Yeah. Read Guests and decide, for sure. Because if you don't like Guests, even though Guests is... The 4 novellas in Guests are a lot shorter, and they have elements that can rise to the level of Kin, but they're more unsettling. They're more emotional, I'd have to say. That's how I would describe the novellas in Guests, as emotional. But yes. Okay, I got a phone call just as you came on. Can you start over? I don't even remember what I said. Kin isn't torture porn. Dark, but more about what harm family ties can bring when love is corrupted by evil. Yeah. I'll opt instead for Levidian's Joe Hill tomorrow. You can do that. That's Horns from Levidian, $1.75. And it is going to be extraordinary. I think the artist is Jana Hersher. I can't say her last name. I don't know. But she's the artist who did Sleeping Beauties, the Cemetery Dance edition of Sleeping Beauties. I thought she did a killer job. I prefer the Suntup edition art totally over the Levidian one. But... That's just a matter of degrees, just a little bit, because the art in the Levidian one rocks. I think it looks awesome, exceptional even. So I could see you doing that. That's not a bad purchase. And I personally, if I had to pick between Kin and Horns, I have the Suntup numbered and artist edition, so it's not even really a big challenge for me as far as like getting a nice edition of Horns. But it would be Kin all day for the story. Kin. I tend to agree. I stumbled across some extreme horror by accident and decided it wasn't for me. Splatterpunk. There's a difference between splatterpunk and extreme. I think extreme horror nowadays goes a little too far maybe. That is my plan. I don't know when I'll get to it. Okay. Where does Zombie fall in from Joyce Carol Oates? I didn't read that one yet. To me, that feels like it would be an academic exploration into Jeffrey Dahmer's brain, but I don't know. I have to read it. Would you ever dare go through the late Christopher Lee's library? He was a wizard. He was a wizard. Yeah, I would do it. I would get the doggo on cam, but... What's up? Mitch is good. Mitch is good. I haven't read Keelan Patrick Burke either, but had to buy Kin. And then after listening to him and Jeff's interview, I think I made the right choice. I hope you did too. I'm reading it next, I think. Oh, that's good. I hope you love it. And I'm dying I'm really looking forward to the reread because I read it, I don't know, a couple of years ago. I think I might have read it before Guests was announced. Maybe before, I don't know, but I loved it. So, I might have read it right after Brother. I might have, because they kind of go together. There are a lot of similarities, but very different. They have thematically, they have similarities, but the story arc and the things that happen are so totally different. And I can't wait to revisit it and get to read the prequel. And so for me, reading the prequel is going to be enjoyable because I've already read the book. So reading the prequel will be like, oh wow, I know where some of these people end up, or at least one of the characters, and now I'm going to get to understand his thinking, and then I'm going to go into Kin, and yeah, I don't remember how it left off, which would leave room for a sequel or not. I don't remember. I enjoyed Guess. Jeff, not sure Lavinian's next hill has been announced yet. Has it? I believe it has. Oh, should I have not said anything? Oh, shit. Well, I'm not sharing the link, so you can't go buy it out of order. You know what I'm saying? And it is known that Lavinian is doing the full Joe Hill library, and next up was Horns. So, all right, well, just don't tell anybody, okay? Just don't say anything. Jeff spoiled the book. Hey, can you spoil next month's Suntop? No, I can't. No secrets in the Jeff word. It's rule number 6.1 in the bylaws. Yes. No, it's still secret. Damn it. Got my Lavidian Horns via CD today. See? I'm not the only one. Hey, Chad's here. Creepy Couch is here in the house. Man, I gotta catch up on those. I will say Brian James Freeman is quite generous with whom he sends pre-order emails. I've received a couple I'm pretty sure I didn't deserve. I think he's working down the list, I'm trying to decide between the Lavidian edition or continuing to save up and hope someone sells their Suntop for less than a car payment. I'm telling you, man. But, okay, since we're already talking about Horns, all right, we'll just keep it here, right? The Lavidian Horns is going to have a lot of extra content. Okay? A lot of extra content. Like, I don't know, 60 pages of extra content. And he details a lot of it. Dudes, dudettes, you're gonna be like, here, if the choice is between getting, here's the thing. You can't help Suntop with Horns anymore. You could help a secondary seller. And you get that numbered edition. That is just flipping gorgeous with that anaconda spine. Oh, do we got to look at it? I mean, do you think so? Oh, man. Yeah, I think we do. How's the ass crack? So, yes, you're not going to touch this. Probably, I don't know what these go for. $1,000 now? I don't know. Look at that. Horns. So there's like no inventory at Suntop anymore. So you can't buy this book. And Lavidian is doing a stellar job on it. It's going to be gorgeous. I have 20th Century Ghosts. I have Heart-Shaped Box. And I would love to have Horns. The cards play out the way they play out. So I would, and I'm not that big of a Joe Hill fan. I like Joe Hill. I totally respect his stuff. But so I would just get the Lavidian is what I would do if I was in your situation looking for a copy of Horns. This is going to be beautiful. It's going to be very well done. It's going to have a lot of bonus content, and the art is sweet. Sweet art. Again, I like Magdalena's art in the Suntup edition better. But again, that ship has sailed. So you're right. It's going to be super expensive. My guest had a binding error that messed up the second story. And I didn't like the first story. No, so I DNF'd it. Oh, man. So your guest had a binding error that messed up the second story, which was Sour Candy. And I didn't like the first story. Damn, Jack and Jill. So Sour Candy is like one of his most popular stories. Sour Candy is crazy. And if you're a parent, if you've ever been a parent, if you've ever babysat kids for more than 2 nights in a row, you understand the exhaustion and all the stuff that comes with parenthood. And Sour Candy just took me right back to that. And it's triggering in that regard. But it's super creepy, super isolating. All the stuff that makes Keelan Patrick Burke's story so emotional and so draining and brutal. But Jack and Jill, damn. Jack and Jill was probably the most horrific in the set. That was probably the most violent and dark of the 4 stories and guests. So I'm sorry you didn't like it. I liked it a lot. Dude, it was oof. So good evening, William Stansel. Good to see you. I'm so glad you're here. I saw your thank you for your comment on my Patreon about Bentley Little. I'm worming my way through the store. If you're not on Patreon or don't get my newsletter, I was ranting about the store because obviously this is not a book I'm running back to read. I'm gonna finish it, but I'm not like chewing through it because it's sort of a chore. It's not a chore in the way a very brilliant book would be a chore, in that you're striving to understand it and comprehend it, like Blind Sight or Neuromancer, where you're like your brain just doesn't easily get the concepts of those books, or House of Leaves or whatever. I didn't read that one, but so this is very accessible. It's written at a mid-level, horror thriller. So it's very understandable, but god damn it, it's an after-school special about the horrors of Walmart. And it's just super awkward and boring when a character is just spending passage after passage reading bullet points about why big chain stores and big box stores are awful. They drive local businesses out of the business. They bring wages down. They destroy the environment. And it's like, okay, that's fine. Can you weave it into the story so it's not so heavy-handed and lecturing? Like, do you expect me to put this book down and pick up a picket sign? Like, what is your goal? It's like, are you here to tell a story, or are you here to do a parable, a lecture, a fable, or something? Like, I don't want to learn a lesson, man. Can you just tell me a story about a creepy store, if that's what you wanted to do? The evils of capitalism. Okay, that's great. Go put on Rage Against the Machine and roll a fatty and talk to your group, your support group, because I'm trying to read a novel on a horror story, and I'm getting a pamphlet. But I think that sort of stuff is moving along. The store is now open, and it's entrenched in the neighborhood, into this community, and I can imagine how crazy it's going to get. And perhaps in the rear view, it'll be a fun story. It'll be a horrific joyride. And the point's well taken, Bentley Little. I get it. It doesn't matter if I agree or disagree with it. I get it. Can we move along, get to the story? So Horns has been announced. Thank you. Thank you for coming to save me. It's out there. You're right about the many levels of horror. I think about Kin. I'll think about Kin some more now, hearing there are only moments of extreme horror. I mean, there are some really disturbing, horrific things, but I think in every horror novel, like look at It. I don't think I'm spoiling anything. If I am, I'm just going to do this when I'm done talking about It. In the first passage, a kid gets his arm ripped off. I mean, it's a brutal book. There are child murders in the book. So there are horrific things that happen. Is Kin worse than that? No. Kin has one. He's one scene in it is so gory and so crazy. It's not comical, but it could be. It's so hyperbolic and extreme, but not in a gross you out, disturb you kind of way. Like, we're not putting babies in blenders in Kin. You know what? I should watch what I say because I haven't read the book in a long time. What if there's a baby in a blender? What if? What if somebody's putting a baby in a vice and cranking it, as it happens in another book that I'm sure Mike read? Since I haven't been in recently, I have to ask, was everyone as pleased with Children of Dune as I was? I don't think we talked about it as much. I don't know who got it. Wow, I'm slipping past everything. Wow. My Children of Dune should arrive tomorrow. I've received Child of Dune, but yet to peruse it in detail. Peruse means look at really closely, in case people don't know. People think peruse means scan it. No, it means like a really close look. So I think Peter's using it right. Horns was my second to least favorite Hell novel, surpassed in mediocrity only by The Fireman. So I gave this Lavidian a pass. Plus, I already have the PS sign limited. I have The Fireman. I didn't read it. I thought Horns was okay. So I have to read his other stuff if that was second to most mediocre. Jeff needs a Randall flag, peace button, and smiley face on his jean. I have one. I have another jean jacket, and I have that from 19th edition on it. I got his Randall flag pins. So good call, Hans. I'm passing also, not a Joe Hill fan. Lavidian is the only set I'll need. You're right. By song, I mean the true market value plus shipping and fees. Haha. Amazing is Jared for shipping new slipcase caps. Oh, but how amazing is Jared for shipping new slipcase caps for Dune Messiah free? He said gratis. Gratis. Wow. Yeah, he's a stellar guy, man. I passed on Horns when Suntup did it. Safe from parenting. Yep. Oh, not the song I was rehearsing. I honestly didn't even realize there was an issue on the original caps. I know. I heard that he's fixing an error that people didn't even realize there was. The store is boring AF. I hate your choice. I just wanted to do a whole Bentley Little cleanse. This is Ron Clinton's fault. Ron's here. You blame Ron for this. He said, read The Mailman. It's Bentley Little's best. So I read it. I said, nothing happens in this book. He's like, okay, fair enough. Read The Store. And that's his other best book. So I'm reading it, and The Store is better than The Mailman. But again, I'm not here for the Sermon on the Mount. I'm not here for your agenda, even if I agree with it. Because I'm somebody that I get depressed when I see chain store after chain store after fast foods chain and all these things, like no firsthand, no secondhand bookshop. Like what do we got? Do we got any really cool mom and pop places? Is there a record store in town? Like, there's just something about going into a bookstore or a record store that I think is so sad that we've lost. So, yes, if we had a big chain, I would still try to support the small mom and pop place. So I get it. I agree. But, yeah, it is boring AF. Yeah, I tried some Bentley Little novels and didn't like any of them. Loved his novella, The Circle. Jeff did not. But his novels feel like cookie-cutter books full of blah, blah, blah. Now, The Circle was... It was absurd and insane in the first part in the best way. I thought it was awesome at first. I'm like, yeah, I'm here for crazy. Sign me up for crazy. I am here. So I read The Return. I read the first part of The Return, which was his anti-white or his anti-colonial America. Well, he was railing against the white settlers in this country. So that was the theme in that one. And I got to the part where artifacts started rattling around in display cases, breaking the display cases, and just impotently jumping around. They did nothing. It was not scary. It was like, imagine if a snow globe suddenly animated and shook around and busted through the display case and was just rattling around on the ground. Oh, look out. Actually, a snow globe would be a good use of that because it's like it's shaking itself up so that way the snow is agitated in there and you don't even have to bother lifting it. It was so dumb, I just stopped right there. I couldn't read it. I'm like, who is this Bentley Little? And then The Circle came out and I'm like, I got it in a grab bag from Cemetery Dance. I'm like, I will read it. Oh my God. It started out crazy. I'm like, okay, I'm here for this. I think it ended impotently again. And then I read The Mailman. I'm like, okay, I get it. And then time goes by and you're like, okay. Because it just defies logic. The guy has so many books out there. There are people that like his books, that collect them, and he continues to write them. So either he has a publisher in his back pocket with like blackmail level evidence, or I don't know. So this store is going to be it for me. I was joking that I wanted to read the DMV because that seems to be like I can get into the absurdity of vilifying and fetishizing the DMV. That's fine. I could do that. But after the store, I think we're done. No more Little. If anyone wants a decent story with a sus store in the center of the plot, Bad Man by Nate Auerbach. But what about Needful Things? I think that's another one. I'm out of here, guys. Gonna do some gaming with my son. You probably already gone, Chad. But glad you stopped in because I'm way behind my comments. Jared has set a new bar. All publishers shall replace all enclosures. Happy gaming. Hope you win it all. I think some were more misaligned than others. But even so, clearly Jared wasn't happy, so he fixed it. Jeff, read Horror Store and compare contrast. Oh, that's good. Yeah, I haven't. I feel so embarrassed. Somebody just commented on one of my videos. My Blood Meridian from Folio Society unboxing videos, where I mentioned I've not read Blood Meridian, or I've not read the whole book, and I have the Suntop edition, and now I have the Folio edition. And this person, their opinion, so it's not right or wrong, said, "Why do you have books you've never read? Why do you have so many editions of books you've never read?" And I explained to him that Cormac McCarthy is an incredibly genius author. He's incredibly genius. And The Road is the perfect book. And I started reading Blood Meridian, but the guy I borrowed it from had to have it back. Blah, blah, blah. And he's a great American novelist, and he deserves the read. You know, you should read him. And so I explained that to him, and I'm like, so there's a very valid series of reasons why I have these Cormac McCarthy titles on my shelf, even though I've never read the book. and XYZ. But then I'm like, man, am I glad he didn't ask me about my Grady Hendrix bundle. I got 6 books by the guy. Never read any of them. That is indefensible. So you're right. I've got to read Horror Store. I've got to read a Grady Hendrix book. And because I was already looking at my shelf going, I got to move. I got to give Keelan Patrick Burke consolidated shelf space with his Suntups. He's demanding it. I don't know. So I got to do it. And I think I need to bounce my Grady Hendrix to another spot, a less prominent spot, because that is shameful. The Store was a TV show? Really? I didn't know that. Mark, are you thinking of The Consultant? Yes, The Consultant, yes. I wanted to watch that, but some people want to see the world burn. I'm currently reading The Summoning by Bentley Little. It's okay, but kind of slow. Hopefully I can make it through The Store. Glad I didn't buy the limited edition from Levidian, yeah. Who are we kidding? It's all the same book. I enjoy the Consultant TV show, but haven't read the book. Well, Christoph Waltz. What's the guy's name? I don't know. He's a genius actor. He plays the lead. He's like the Bentley Little villain in the Consultant. I don't know how that could be bad. Nugget of truth there, Steven, I have to admit. Formulaic. Even the people who like it say he's formulaic. The Mailman isn't as good as The Store, and The Store is less than The Ignored. See, now you're upping it, Ron. Now you're giving me another carrot. You're like, boom, boom. Or is it 3 strikes and I'm out? Well, technically the Return was strike 1. The Circle was strike 2. And The Mailman was strike 3. We're in extra innings where the rules are suspended, because there's no way I would be reading The Store if it wasn't for Ron Clinton and his prod to get the Levidian title at half off from Cemetery Dance with the Jeff Strand signature and using my store credit. So it was basically free. And now I'm reading it, so I'm giving my time to it. I'm a big Joe Abercrombie fan all of a sudden after reading The Blade itself and Before They Are Hanged. Wow. Oh, you make me want to read it, man. So, Stephen Way Allison Jr., I'm about 4/5 through Angel of Indian Lake, and I am feeling pretty let down. Love Stephen Graham Jones in the series, but I feel like this third one has been not nearly as good as the prior installments. He's another one. Although I don't think I bought. I don't remember. But, I did buy one Stephen Graham Jones book. But I've been meaning to read him too. Just too many, man. There's just too many. All right, I'm getting lost here. Are you on the, yes, Christopher, you probably are getting you're getting the standard level Joe Abercrombie First Law trilogy, which I have got to read. And you're just making me so itchy for it. Especially when you're reading The Store. If you're reading a book that it's like, oh, it's a chore or a snore. Let's say it's a snore. It's not a chore, it's a snore. Then you're like, damn, I want something with some juice. And you know the Blade itself has the juice. So you just damn want it. You just damn want it. Pretty apprehensive about the price on the weird title from Devil's Press or Conversation Tree. I don't know what I'm missing. Because you're an addict, that's why. Yes. Hi, Jeff. Ben here listening, but wanted to say hi. Well, good to see you. I'm glad I'm putting you to sleep. Yes. No, I don't like Chris Waltz in Inglourious Bastards or Django Unchained or in that Roman Polanski movie he did, and he was in the worst Daniel Craig Bond movie. What? I love him. I thought he was awesome in Inglourious Bastards. I didn't really remember him in Django Unchained. I don't remember. It is a long day. And you're going to go to sleep. Good night. Hans, get out. Over the whole thing. Yeah, I don't know. Christoph Waltz is amazing. I think he's amazing. SST is packing How to Sell a Haunted House and the Donut Legion. I know. I should have gotten the Donut Legion. Oh, I should have gotten the Donut Legion. Why didn't I? So yeah, SST also. You know what I haven't done? We haven't done a screen share. Are we doing a screen share? Let's do properties. Let's do this. So I already. Okay, we're doing good. Okay, so we already talked about kin. Yes, and we got 116 left, right? 116. So let's close that. Let's close that. Let's close this. But yeah, the doggy's crying. You could hear that? She's on the other side of a partition and she needs to be on the other side. She just doesn't, my voice is repelling her. We need more rants. To wake you up? Whatever, dude. He was amazing in the cinematic masterpiece, The Legend of Tarzan. I agree with you. Can't stand him as Biofeld and James Bond. Jeff, read your emails. The number is stressing me out. I know. Well, that's actually an old number. I have up here I have 463. I didn't know if you were looking here. I got to get this dog. Let me see. What I was going to pull something up, though. Dude, my brain is sizzled. Can you get her? Hold on. Oh, I hope you guys enjoy that little. You can look at kin for a while. The dog sound is confusing my dog. Oh, I know. They go crazy, don't they? They don't like that. So I'm going back to just me. I don't know what I was gonna do. Oh, yes, I know what I was gonna do. Well, you know what? Let me set it up first. I know you're getting whiplash, but here we are. I think this is announced. This is announced, I believe. Oh, shoot. Do I pull it up? Okay, I'll pull it up. Did you guys see this? So I'm showing you now. Black Mad Wheel, man. It gets the limited edition treatment from SST. I think that's awesome. I think a lot of people were dying for that, or at least rooting for it. It's one I haven't read. I haven't read Black Mad Wheel, Daphne, Spin a Black Yarn, or Mallory. Or The House at the Bottom of a Lake. You read that? So 5. I have to catch up. I have to catch up big time. So I am so stoked for this. Anything that gets a rise out of you, my friend. What is your criteria for cinematic masterpiece? 90 minutes of CGI gorillas? We're arguing about Tarzan now. Well, while I wasn't bored, I will say that it's been my least favorite of his books, and it isn't close. Damn. That's the third one. I still haven't received books sent to me on 2/22 from SST. Dude! Jeff is the new Chris. He plugs books he hasn't read. I've not read it, but I've read Mallerman. So again, this is super valid. It is super okay for me to say you should read Black Mad Wheel because it's Mallerman. I am a Mallermaniac. I know there are people. His star has dimmed a bit with certain crowds. I don't know why. I think the guy's genius, lyrical. His stories flow, and I can't recommend him enough, and I can't recommend SST enough. So So there's a difference. If it's an author I've not read, like I can't recommend a Grady Hendrix book. So with a Grady Hendrix book, if there was an SST title, for example, I would essentially just tell you, hey, did you guys know SST is doing a new Grady Hendrix? If that's your jam, go get it on your bread. Spread it on your bread. That's what I would do. So I'm not gonna not recommend Josh Malerman because he's brilliant. I bit the bullet and bought Black Mad Wheel based on a description of the story. Maybe I'll finally hit on another Malerman I actually like. Been a lot more miss than hit for me. See, yeah, I know that's a lot. I haven't read this one either, but just wait till you read Incidents Around the House. I know you read that too. My God, I gotta read that. Everybody's raving about Incidents Around the House. I wanted a son of a bitch. Now I'm so pissed off. I have an alert on my thing to get Josh Malerman arcs, and oh my God, one just sold. One just sold on April 20th. Look at this. I'm just so pissed off. Look at this. I have an alert set up on my eBay to notify me when there's for sale. And one sold for $11.99. Buy it now. $12 for a Josh Malerman arc. You suck. You suck, eBay. Unless it just popped up there so fast. Oh, man, I'm so mad now. And then this douchebag, $120. I'm sorry if the douchebag is watching the channel right now. You're not a bad douchebag. But seriously, come on. $120? It's about $100 over priced. God damn it. Not that I would have a whole lot of time to get to it, but I was so pissed off that I missed out on it before. And then, you know what I didn't do? So I have advanced review copy, but it's also good to just do ARC. And then you pull up all these. And here's, this one sold March 26th for $30. This one sold for $15. I'm like, man, and I can't read NetGalley stuff. See, and this guy here. Ugh. Gosh. Ghoul in the Cape, $100 at best offer. Oh, does that annoy me, man? Does that just get me so mad? I want to read it. His best one yet. Damn. Fine, I love Stephen King. You must read Gwendy's Pap Smear by Bentley Chismar. That is a crazy price. I don't like Malerman's work, but Incidents Around the House, with all the acclaim, even has me intrigued. Yeah, I think so. Here's what I would say about that. If you have a star, if you have an author that comes out and he's super buzzy, does Bird Box, it's a smash hit. He does these other books, and people are like, oh, he's a super buzzy author. Everybody buys him just so they say, I've read Malerman because he's trending topic or whatever. And so you have this meteoric rise. And then you get a lot of people who sort of dim on him. They're like, yeah, hit or miss for me. I didn't dig Daphne, or Ghoul in the Cape, I thought was brilliant. But, Ghoul in the Cape was kind of a weird whatever mishmash. You could get all that going on. And then if a new book comes out that has everybody raving, I would say that feedback is totally legitimate, because it's not just this buzzy thing, and nobody is going to overly praise Malerman for a book just based on hype. So I think that's real. For me, I love everything I've read by him. Pearl, I loved. On This the Day of the Pig. Goblin. Bird Box, of course. Bird Box was not my least favorite of his. I think that honor went to Unburied Carol, but I got to reread that one. I'm going to reread it as an SST one because a lot of people really liked it. And I love the concept of it, and I love the characters of it. There's just some things about it that, I don't know. So I am curious, and I am so excited for Incidents Around the House. But damn, Incidents Around the House is available for pre-order on VJ. Yeah. My favorite Mallerman is still On This Day of the Pig, which I have the lettered Earthling edition. Jeff does not. Well, way to score points. Kick a guy when he's down. But I have stuff I get to share that shows exactly how much fuel I have in my tank from this week, and you amazing people out there, one of whom is Mike Hughes. Yeah, I think my favorite is On This the Day of the Pig as well. I think that's hands down my favorite of his. Agree, Jeff. The hype does feel more honest. It has to be. Mallory. Are you saying that's your favorite? Hands down, it's the first book I left on a train. Oh, yeah. You didn't like it. That's what I thought you said you didn't like. I have liked everything he's written, so take that for what it's worth, what it is. But Incidents is really good. Wait, way to go, Mike Hughes. What did Mike say? Way to go, Mike. Saw the vid today. What? I don't know what you're talking about. I missed it. Sorry, Mark. Gasoline Yule is... Oh, way to go, Mike. You're talking about my video. Sorry. Yes. So let's talk about that. This showed up in the mail. I don't know if you guys saw the video. Find the Torch. I didn't even really realize until after I posted the video that there was the names on the spine of the book. Damn. I mean, Tyler Jones is in it, and Josh Mallerman and Michael Marshall Smith. I have to read him, but holy shit, what a shock, a pleasant shock to come home to this. I believe Sunday night or Saturday night. I was blown away, Mike. I mean, just totally floored. And because I saw an Earthling box, I'm like, oh, you know what? Maybe he's sending me an ARC, because sometimes Paul will do that. And I thought, oh, that's cool. I wonder what book it is. If it's Night of the Long Knives or Serafina, I'll be beyond happy, thrilled to get those. But I've read them already, but I was like super... I'd be thrilled to get it. But I just assumed it was an ARC, and it was super light. And then I opened it up, and I was just floored, man. I mean, I did the video, so you saw it. And I got to say, in the videos... When I get a gift from somebody, it's a lot of exclamations go into the raw edit, the raw video, and I edit them out because it's just unwatchable. Just to see me going, you ever see somebody splice together all the times? Macho Man Randy Savage draws in a breath, so it's him talking to Mean Gene Okerlund, and all he's doing is inhaling for like 3 minutes. It makes you hyperventilate. Well, that's kind of what, if you took all the stuff I edited out of the video, the gasps, the this is huge, this sort of profound weight of the moment exclamations. If you saw those, you'd be like, oh my God, this is unwatchable. So I have to edit those out. But I really was floored, Mike, and just thrilled to have it. It's a lot heftier book. I mean, it's super light, but it is a crazy, cozy little thing, man. It is pretty wild. It is a pretty wild book. So I'm thrilled to have it. Thank you so much. What do I think of the quality, to be honest? Well, I got to say, Stephen, Dwayne Allison Jr., you set the bar low by what you were saying. And so my expectations might have been really low. Because when I got it, I'm like, I like it. It is a Thunderstorm type of binding, which is glued. And it is super tight. But other than that, I thought mine feels really well done. I mean, it feels really very, very cool. Sorry, I don't really... I was not... I mean, of course, also with the specialness of getting this book in such a surprising way, it's like, that's going to flavor it big time. This is super special to me. Now, it was something I missed out on and was sad that I didn't get. And then I got it. So it's like, wow, huge. So that does flavor my perception of it. But this is a gem. I don't know. I have no issue with the quality of it at all. I actually didn't see this out there, but this is super cool. This is wild. I don't even know what this page would be called. It's not the end sheet and it's not the paste down page, or is it? I don't know, but it is pretty cool. It's a cool textured thing. Thank you. Yes, Jeff. I forgot your attention span is of a goldfish. It is. It's really, really bad. I was lucky enough to buy one from both publishers. So, yes. Thank you, Mike. Thank you so much. It is glued kind of tight. I admit to being jealous and wishing someone would buy me that chapbook, which was sold out by the time I tried to order one. Thanks, Mike Hughes. I'm kidding, of course. Yeah, I know. I mean, it's hard, man. I don't want to. It's like I share these things, and it's all for the joy. But I know what it feels to miss out on things too. So I passed since I got the free one from the bundle offer. Plus, I slept in the morning and went on sale. Yeah, it was gone in a blink. Which was what floored me. And actually, that was mercy because I was like, I just can't get this. And so when it blinked out, I'm like, like. That helps when they go fast. It's okay. You did me a favor. I have too many books and stuff. Tyler's signatures in my books look identical. It's nice to have signatures that are consistent, legible, and large. Yeah, Tyler's got a cool signature. He's very, I'd say like retro 50s. You think Tyler Jones's signature, I don't know if that's true. If you want to take another gander at it. Tyler Jones. Looks like a rock and roll signature. Still debating that Jeff Strand Thunderstorm pre-order for Veiled. I think it's good till the end of the month. Yeah. That's kind of sad, and that is a new era for Jeff Strand and his relationship with Thunderstorm. Yeah. Yeah. But that's a good thing about not being a completist. It makes it easier to pass on some things. Also, did anybody, if you're getting Black Mad Wheel, I forgot to point this out, but it has an optional, so you could get the sign limited hardcover and the slipcase, but that brings the price up to 84 pounds, $84.90. And so that's quite a bit. So what's British pound to dollar right now? What's the pound doing? $1.23. Oh, that's the lowest it's been in a long time. So let me do this math here. Let me do this for you. So if you're considering and you're in the States, $84.90. $84.90. I could just done. Oh, okay. Let's see. $85. Why won't it type $85? $105 for Black Mad Wheel with the slipcase. That's without shipping. So with shipping, it obviously would go up. But damn, $1.23. I haven't seen it that competitive in a long time. $1.23. So if you're considering, like when you buy from the UK, it's always fun to time the market. I don't know if it even matters with PayPal though. I don't know how they set their conversion rates. If it's like they lag a day behind or whatever, or if they add some juice to that to make sure they're covered. I don't know. Don't do the math in front of my wife, please. Sorry, I already did it. I got the slipcase sort of dipped out on collecting signed limiteds of Strange for no real reason. I got the slipcase since I was a fan of the ones for the Stephen Graham Jones books. He wants to do them all for the Mallermans, and that's going to suck because I'm going to need them all. No, I passed on a slipcase, don't have the others, and don't want to go back and buy all the others. Paul did say he will go back. Yeah, so that's why I didn't do it too. Um, I didn't notice there was a slipcase option. I ordered it without, but I also ordered Donut Legion at the same time, so it's all good. Wow, you went all in. That's a really good buy. You got a great deal. I'm going to get the third Stephen Graham Jones slipcase and book, but not going to start with the Mallermans. I know it's way too much catch up. I think that was my last one as well, Steve. I did skip Cyclops. So, yes. Black Mad Wheel, go and get it. With or without the slipcase, I don't know. So, what else do we have to talk about? So the next book in my book club is going to be this. So, after the store, it's No One Is Safe. And everybody on my Patreon, at any paid level, I forget there's a free level, which is totally cool because my newsletter may be migrating over to Patreon. So if you still want to get the newsletter, then sign up for the Patreon at the free level, and then you could still get the newsletter. Because it's just kind of double work at this point. It doesn't seem to make a whole lot of sense. But anyway, the next book club book is going to be No One Is Safe. I finally got mine. It took a long time. And while I was waiting for it, and when it was really, I really gave Steve Berman at Lethe a long time before I notified him that I didn't get mine. And I finally did. I was talking to Philip Fracassi in a chat, and he's like, you need to email him. I go, I'll wait till Saturday. Saturday's mail came and went, and I didn't get it. So I said, I'll wait till Monday. And Monday's mail came and went, and I didn't get it. So on Tuesday, I messaged him, or maybe it was late Monday. And I said, hey, man, I didn't get my No One Is Safe. He said, I'll look into it. And like a half hour goes by, he emails me again. He goes, you know what? We got a replacement copy coming to you. And for your trouble, I'm going to send you another Lethe title. So I got this. But then the first copy I was supposed to get showed up. So now I have 2 copies of No One Is Safe and this book for my trouble. And so I have no idea who A.T. Sayer is. But this is obviously an advanced review copy because there's this date that it's going to be published on May 20th. So I could get ahead of the game and read it, but I don't know anything about that. So I am going to give away a copy of No One Is Safe to my book club members. Whoever shows up at the book club Zoom call for the store will be entered to win this book if you've not got it, so you can read it in time for the next book club. And everybody at the book club level and higher on my Patreon is going to get a signed Philip Fracassi book plate to go with the No One Is Safe. So whether you bought the book from Lethe or bought the book at all, you'll get a book plate. So that is a great little thing, courtesy of Philip Fracassi. I can't think of enough for doing that. So, yes, that is happening. So I hope you guys dig it. I hope you read it, and I can't wait to talk about it. So this book is full of spiders. So Midworld. What about Midworld? I saw the thing. Midworld, yes. Out of the blue, I got a Fracassi signed card for No One Is Safe from Lethe. Did you order the book? Because that's why he did. I had to notify him. What? I'm all so far back. I got 5 of those. Okay. I'm trying to catch up. Trying to. An arc of No One Is Safe or the trade? That was the trade. So I ordered a trade and I never got it. And it took so long. He said he was going to look into it. And then he said, I'm sending you a replacement. I figured by him saying I'm sending you a replacement that he looked into it and he saw it was never sent, or it was sent and bounced because it got lost or something. So he looked into it and he sent me. So now I got 2, but that's the trade edition, not the arc. I have to decide. I have to decide if I want to give Midworld my money for the second Black Company book. The first was a bit disappointing, quality-wise, for the price, and I've not been a fan of their marketing of late. I'm pumped to win that book. You and Pizza Giraffe. So this book is full of spiders is coming from Midworld. The quality was fine. I think it's slightly overpriced, but for John Dies at the End, that's the only one I have. But it was still a good book, and it's fine. And this book is full of spiders is my favorite Jason Pargin book, and it's my favorite John Dies at the End book. So I gotta get it. I'm just hoping he pushes it out way out there, so I have some time to just have some time. So, but yeah, I'm very much looking forward to that book. Even though Travis thinks I'm a racist and he thinks every white guy is awful and he hates white people, I think I'm free to say that. If he can disparage people randomly with impunity, then I guess I can too. If that's the game we're playing, where we could say things that don't matter with no consequences. So yes, I'm pumped to get it, and I know he's had his issues. Midworld quality is very hit or miss. Also not a fan of the price hikes, but that's only because presses like SSD have gone so long without doing that. Yeah, but if you notice, Black Mad Wheel is a little pricier than he's gone up £5. Also, not a fan of the new art for book 2. I didn't see it. The Magic Duff Bucket wasn't even enlisted, and because he didn't want to get involved with this Polish beer. It's not good. I'm gonna finish it, but it's not good. So, I mean, are you talking about the art for This Book is Full of Spiders, or the art for the Black Company? I want to complete it too, but Midworld has been meh. Can't wait to meet this Travis. I did like my Atlas of Hell. I never got that newsletter about the Carrie cover art change. Really? I could send it to you, Andrew, if I have your address. If I have your address, Andrew, you can message me. If I have your email. Give me your email on Facebook, and I'll send it to you. About the art change. Yeah, oh my God. I mean, there's a couple of newsletters. The very first newsletter was a rail against Midworld. My very first one was about how he called everybody racist. And then that recent one where he lightened the girl's skin is like, that's a cardinal sin. Like, that's the worst thing you could do in this day and age. For sure. Okay. Be nice. Midworld is coming to Fracassi Fest as a vendor. His table might fall down. I don't know. No. Listen, I'm going to be on my best behavior, Mitch. I'm not going to be my typical self. Just don't invite Gabino Iglesias. There will be booths at Fracassi Fest? Yes. There will be vendors with tables that may or may not fall down. Mitch, when is Chiz going to be invited? Are we not saying anything? He's the guest of honor. He's the parade. What do they call that? The parade, the MC of the parade, or the Grand Marshal of the parade. He's going to lead the conga line. And I'm going to be the one right behind him grabbing his hips. That's how it's going to go down. By then, all ills will be resolved. Everybody's going to be together. And put the axes are going to be buried. We're going to bury the hatchets. We're going to be all good. It's a forgiveness. Keynote speaker. Yes. Keynote speaker. He's going to be the one to, and good to see you, RA. He's going to be the one to, and speaking of him, let's talk about him for a second, because I thought this was pretty interesting. Oh, excuse me. I think they're getting desperate because they did this pre-order bullshit. for memorials, and they're like, you only get 2 days, and you can get this exclusive chapbook by Stephen King and Richard Chizmar, and they're going to print like an infinity number of them, and they are going to always find them in the warehouse from here on out. It'll be this trapped chapbook. But he almost had me at it. I was like, you know what? I'm almost going to buy memorials to get this chapbook. Well, those 2 days expired, and I've been getting more emails. They're like, and this is funny. Oh, wait a second. This wasn't one of the emails I got said, this is the last chance. This is the last chance. Possibly. It was like they even couldn't, they had to hedge it. They had to say like, yes, we are still going to bombard you with emails for memorials and everything Chizmar writes in perpetuity. They almost couldn't resist. They had to say, no, we are still going to bombard you. But then this comes through, and now they're giving you your choice. If you buy memorials, you can get the 3-book hardcover Gwendy's trilogy. You can get the Trap chapbook, or you can get Interview with a Vampire PC copy unsigned. And you could pick one of the 3, or you could buy 3 copies of memorials and get all 3. These are shameless. I don't even understand at this point, unless that money from memorials is going right back into Cemetery Dance, how is Cemetery Dance staying in business? This is insanity. It's crazy. And this looks like, I don't know who did the art. Oh, I see. It's supposed to look like a video recording, so it's supposed to look distressed. Okay. All right. Well, the cover art's not bad then. I kind of dig it. I dig the cover art. That's fine. I can do that. But holy shit. I mean, I just feel like they're getting super desperate. Oh, take it easy, Jason. He will bring copies of the stand. Even though I'm complaining about Midworld, I do acknowledge that Travis is under the cruel thumb of what's happening in the publishing world as far as cost goes. Yeah. And I'm like, I think John Dies at the End was slightly overpriced for what I got. But these are independent publishers. These are small presses. And it is like feast or famine. And if they get too many famines, they're done. So I think I don't mind. But good night, Jason. I hope you can make it back next week. In the year they will find a box of the chapbooks. Yeah. Money laundering. Hans, you give them too much credit. I'll take the under on 18 months. Robbing Peter to pay Paul. I know, and I don't understand how that sustains. Because, again, you got to sell a shitload of memorials to make enough money to keep the lights on at DC or CD, and I don't know how that sustains. It's like you're so far gone, I don't even know how they're in business now. I just want the stand. Like, once we get that, we're even Steven. Even though I do have Turn Down the Lights and a couple of books from a forthcoming grab bag they owe me. So those are still outstanding. But yeah. I don't know how they're going to get that far. Definitely not Pet Sematary. Definitely not going to buy that. Richard Chizmar's goal is to reach a certain number of pre-ordered copies to elevate the title status in the eyes of the bestseller. Yeah, I know what his goal is. He doesn't give a shit if people like his stories or not. He doesn't care. He doesn't want to please the reader. He doesn't want to honor the story. He wants to appease the publishing gods. That's his only goal. He doesn't give a shit about you. He doesn't give a shit about his characters. That's at least the impression from the outside. Opinions are the host's own, How in the world did those grab bags work, and why didn't they ship those out yet? I don't know. If a book is wanted by you bad enough, you'll pay what you have to pay. Yeah, if it has to be a book worth reading. Nobody can make sense of it, Mitch. We are turning a new tide now, boy. Jared Jones has been fired. Has been fired? What are you talking about? You're talking about Pirates. Yep, I think a small press is like the Pittsburgh Pirates. Too many bad draft picks in a row can kill a franchise. That's funny. That is true. Yep. Yeah. So I have to grab. I have the grab bag CDCC freebies that I've accepted will never come. I have a couple of other orders I'm hoping to eventually get, but at least I'm store credit free now. That I have like $20 left with them in store credit. Again, the stand. That is it. Once I get that, I can exhale. I can exhale a breath I've been holding since 2018. It's stanky. And so then I will forgive them, whatever. Go pound it up your ass with turn down the lights if you're never going to do that. And these other grab bags from 2018. I don't know how they never shipped it either, Mitch, but it's like that sort of stuff is like whatever. It's like cut bait, you know. It's just the stand. Those are the books. That is the book that really, when I read The Stand, you know, I love The Shining, but before I read The Stand, I read The Shining, Pet Sematary, Thinner, Night Shift. And when I read The Stand, I didn't realize a book could be so amazing, so immersive, legendary, epic. Oh, loved it. And then I read the Unabridged, and I was just blown away even more. And so I just have to have that book. I have to. And with Francois doing the art, that's it. That's it for me. Or, yeah, he's going to give me my $500 back. But I think The Stand will come out. I think we'll get that. Oh, as in on fire. Jacob Jones has been on fire. Okay. I see. Mitch, I understand you, not Jeff. Yes. Yes. So like you receive grab bags via the CDCC? No, the CDCC received individual freebies. Yes, but not whole grab bags. Right. We're owed books. Like those, I don't even count, Peter. I was in the CDCC for a couple of years there, so I know I'm owed like 2 books via that. I don't even give a shit about those. Like, that's fine. I did get my money's worth from the Collectors Club. So I don't even, that's done. I'm good now. That's good. So, oh my God, Mitch, I just realized something. We will have enough people at Fest to play a pickup 9. We're going to play baseball? No. The only 2 books I have on pre-order now is The Stand and a Sun Tup. Feels good to have that list winnowed down to the bone. Oh, so pre-orders totally. Okay. Yeah, I have a very few orders on my pre-orders because I haven't been buying, and that list has been doot. I do have 2 Suntop pre-orders, Boy's Life and Kin. And that's it for Suntop. I have 1 from SST. And then Cemetery Dance. That's it. Jeez. I at one time I had 35 on my pre-order list. Packing my glove. I meant grab bags, CDC freebies. Yeah. So anyway, I let me see what else I was going to talk about. We talked about the store. Oh my God, guys. I'm getting a Child Alone with Strangers. I'm getting a remark from Francois. So we did the interview, and he had such a great time. He was like very happy to do the interview. He's like, hey, you know what? It was, thank you for having me on the channel. Thank you for doing this. I'll tell you what, I'll give you a remark. And I'm like, what? He goes, yeah. You know what? I'll give you a remark and send me Child Alone with Strangers. I'm like, oh my God, dude. Like that's amazing. And so I sent him Child Alone with Strangers, and it's on its way back to me. And he already sent me pictures of the remark. Unbelievable. I mean, that's like I'm wearing this shirt, lucky, because I Find the Torch. I'm getting these remarks, and I got a package from Philip Fracassi today of some stuff. And oh my God, I can't wait to share this remark with you all. Definitely going to do a video on it, and preview it on the Patreon channel first on there, so you can all see it. But it's amazing. Francois is amazing. So I cannot wait to get it. It's not easy when you send your child alone into the mail. It's not easy. But it's been a very quick trip, and it's almost here. So I should get it very soon. It's in New York, Hans. I don't know if you want to raid the trucks going from New York to Tennessee from the USPS. But there's a chance you'll grab my book. It's in a Lavinium box. Oh, my God. Yeah. I have like 4 outstanding Zagava orders. Zagava does great stuff, man. Brag time. Oh, my God. We have got to get a game going. I just embarrassed myself with my gimp leg. We've got plenty of space at the farm. Oh, my God. I will play. Holy shit, showtime. I swear. His work in A Child Alone with Strangers is amazing. Yes. Why me? I don't know, because you're in Massachusetts, so I don't know if you're going to raid trucks. Mitch, this is going to be so awesome when I start to put on my cleats and people will realize we weren't joking. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Field of Dreams, man. Field of Dreams. Yes, so, yes, Francois' work and everything is amazing. And I was honored to have him on the channel and just floored. Like, his work put into Child Alone with Strangers, one of my favorite publishers, one of my favorite authors, and one of my favorite artists. That remark makes that book an instant top 5 book in my collection. Instantly. And that's a crowded field. But that's just, oh, man. I can't wait to share it. But speaking of that, I got a Child Alone with Strangers arc from Philip today. Signed and inscribed to me there. Oh my God. It's funny is I can't show you that picture. Well, I was going to show you some Francois art. Some of it I can't show, but I'll show that real quickly. You don't know what's going to happen. You don't know what's going to happen. You know what that picture meant. That's the thing. You can't really look at pictures. You can't flip through pictures in a book unless you've read it, because it could spoil. But I also got this. This is the Altar edition of Child Alone with Strangers. Like easily one of the best books I've ever read. And it's one of Fracassi's early books. And it is so deep. It's an amazing book. And I encourage everybody. He's got copies of this in his store. Altar store. Signed and inscribed to me with a date. And man, I'm thrilled to have this. Copy is it's like fuel in the tank, man. Child Alone with Strangers. Don't let them get you down. Magic. And so Fracassi Fest. My brain got fried because as somebody doing the show, this live stream, trying to talk to things, but then you get overcome with looking at your things and you can't think things or say things. So that's where that comes in. And also age plays a role. Age, time of day, time of life. Poop leg. It is my bad leg, man. Alexia is here. Good to see you. I don't think I said hi. Agree, Jeff. Getting his remark in an already top tier sign limited is incredible. Yes. Not a fan of Francois, to be honest. What? No, you cannot be not a fan. But still very happy for you. He's a good artist, and I did like his work in The Wolfen. But I'm getting tired of seeing Francois and everything. That's just not true. I don't think he's on everything. I think I need to snag one of those altar copies still. Oversaturation. I don't think he's at that Glenn Chadbourne level. That's oversaturation. Was super bummed to miss out on the child arc. Would have loved an inscribed copy. Yeah, he was selling some of them. Oh, man, I'm sorry, Peter. So that's an actual Alter published, not a Zagava paperback. Right. So the one thing that's nice about Jonas is he allowed Philip to do his own trade edition with all the art and all the formatting and everything. That was a very nice deal. So this is Alter. That's on the spine is Alter Publishing. It's going to go right next to the Zagava. And I gotta say, I don't think there's any real difference between the two. So, don't let them get you down. Alter and Zagava. What's actually nice is that so the covers are different slightly. But I actually think the Alter edition, I like the title treatment better. It's in gold too. So I don't know, but I don't know if you could still get a Zagava edition of Don't Let Them Get You Down. But I got one signed from Zeissing when they were selling them. So I don't know if the paperbacks are still available. Check out Zeissing's. They had signed ones. If you're up for it, if you're on the market for it. Thanks, Jeff. Great show as always. Take it easy, Kevin. Yeah, I'm going to be dropping off very soon. Max the Contrarian Walnut. He is. He's devil's advocate for sure. We get Francois and Suntup, Cemetery Dance, and Levidian books by authors I collect. That's why. Yeah, I mean, it can run into it, but I don't care. Like, we got David Palumbo doing Suntup and Cemetery Dance. Daniel Serra has done SST, Cemetery Dance Germany, PS Publishing. He's been around. I mean, there are only so many artists, and I think they do pop up because they work in the genre, and it's very small community. You know, so and you know, the thing I like about Francois' stuff is that he definitely has a style, but it doesn't feel like redundant or repetitive. It doesn't feel like a pattern that you see over and over again. His images are very much in the moment, and I don't know. I think he's amazing, and I'm thrilled every time I see his name pop up in a book that I want. I'm glad that I made it tonight. Thank you. It is a great jacket. I'm glad you're here, Russell. Oh shit, I have to get that ordered now. Yeah. Yeah, from Alter, he has it. I don't know how many he has, but he has them in stock. But this time, I'm being negative, not defending someone being blasted by Jeff. Yeah, devil's advocate, contrarian. Yes. You flip when I flop. That's the book Philip sent me, but he didn't put the right name. Oh my God, really? Zagava is sold out. Okay. Well, the Zagava numbered is, but I didn't know about the paperback. Plus, new Patreon story from Philip dropped today. Yes! I'm so far behind on everything. Everything in the world just slipping by. I think the paper is a little nicer in the Zagava paperback. They are real close. Tired of Daniel Serra too. Yeah, so his stuff is kind of formulaic and very similar. And if you see one Daniel Serra, it feels like you see them all. That's what I'm saying. Yes, I'm there, Hans. Same new username is here. Time to take the boss out. Take it easy. Say hi to Loki. Francois Villancourt is hired a lot because he's that damn good. Yeah. The Fracassi Fest chapbook will not be any of the artists mentioned. Keeping it fresh to death. Good night, everyone. Thanks, Dave, for being here. Yeah, I didn't have the heart to complain. That's pretty wild, man. It's pretty funny. Peter, I have an extra Child Alone Strangers arc I can give you. Oh, man. I love seeing that. That's awesome. By the way, Jonas may still have Don't Let Them Get You Down slipcases left. They aren't cheap, but he may have them. Send him an email. It's getting late. Thanks for the fun live. Yes, I'm going to go too. The last thing I want to say is I started this. This is awesome. This is really awesome. I opened this up and I thought I was right back in the early 90s, late 80s, reading comic books. What a refreshing time travel experience for this. I can't recommend it enough. I'm going to read it and then have Rob. I'm going to read all 3 volumes and then have him on and chat about it. He also did Skade, and that was awesome. So anyway, that's it. I'm gonna get going. Yeah, it's a graphic novel. It is. It's a graphic novel. Very cool stuff. So I'm gonna get gutting, nutting. Nothing's gonna keep me here. What? Man, those Polish. What did they put in my beer? Those Polish. Bye everyone. Take it easy. I will see you all in a week. And hope it's a good week for you all. Platitudes. But man, it is great seeing you all here, each and every one of you, every week. So thank you for being here. And I promise to come back and when the week is new. And I'll have more ideas for you. And you'll have things you'll want to talk about. I will too.